everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and today's non-diabetes related video is to kind of get to share with you guys how I got accepted into dental hygiene school, what that process looked like, and this is for people that are stumbling across this randomly, or for any of my diabetic viewers who are curious about how that kind of works, or if any of you are interested in becoming dental hygienists, what you might have to go through to kind of get accepted into your program, or into the program. Now, keep in mind that each college is going to have different requirements, different ways and methods of entry, etc., etc., but I'm going to tell you what basically happened with me, and it probably will mirror a lot of colleges, especially if you're going to a two-year college like myself for an associate's degree, a technical college, or a vocational college, if that makes sense. So, first thing you have to do, obviously, is you have to apply for the program. So I did this my senior year of high school. I did it in November, December of my senior year. So like halfway through my senior year, I applied, and that's because my high school had the unofficial transcripts ready to be sent. And I knew at that point, obviously, I was going to have enough credits to graduate, and I was going to graduate on time. So I applied. Usually you just apply at a college, you fill out an application, they might ask you some questions, your mailing address, etc., etc. You might pay a acceptance or a admissions, like, processing fee. I think mine was like $30. It's like a one-time non-refundable fee. I applied, and that was all good. Now with dental hygiene, it's an extremely competitive program. At least at my college, you get accepted to the pre-program of dental hygiene first, and then you get put on a wait list, and then after you have been on the wait list and have completed everything in the requirements, then you end up getting accepted. So once I've applied for the program, they gave me a letter like a month later saying, congratulations, you were accepted to the pre-program, and here's what happens next. After the pre-program happens, you're going to sign up for your general education courses and your admissions exam. Now, at least in my college, we took the HESI, or the HESI examination. It's basically a really basic exam that covers chemistry, anatomy and physiology, math, and I believe reading. I believe those are the 4 categories I had to take, and I had like 6 hours to do it, and I completed it in like 2 hours. It's like a real basic standardized test. For any of you in America know what I'm talking about, you've taken like the ACT, or, well, the ACT I believe is on paper. Yeah, the ACT is on paper, but this is all computerized tests. This is kind of like the state testing you did maybe in like middle school or elementary school. You do that all on a computer, and then they figure out like where you rank and what your score is and your cumulative score and how your percentile compares with other students. So I had to achieve a 75% or higher, so basically above a C level or an average level intelligence or completion, and I scored a 95 or 96, I can't remember which, 95. I scored a 95 on the HESI, so I did really, really well. I exceeded the expectations. I believe I got 100 on the anatomy, a 96 in chemistry, 100 on math, and like an 82 or an 85 on the reading. So I did pretty well, and that's what they used in my college anyways to put you on the wait list. Once you completed this admissions exam, you were put on the wait list. Now, in the meantime, I was completing some of my general education courses that go along with my degree, like my sociology courses, diversity studies courses, my English course, my speech course, and there are 2 other requirements that I had to complete as far as big classes in order to get accepted into the program. So I started my college right after I graduated high school, literally 3 days after, and I worked on a couple gen eds over the summer, plus I did one of the classes that's required to get fully accepted after being on the wait list, which is general anatomy and physiology. I completed that in summer, and the other course I had to take was microbiology, and I did that the following semester in the fall or the autumn time. So in conjunction with me doing all my general education, completing my admissions exams, I was completing the 2 main prerequisite courses that were needed in order to get accepted into the program. So I was put on the wait list in October of 2017, and by the end of 2017, December 2017, I was basically program ready at that point. Now, mind you, I had some like 8 more credits of general education to complete, but I did that the following semester, and those aren't required to be accepted, but I did all my general education so that I can focus on the dental courses. in my program because they are more rigorous, and that's obviously what I'm geared towards. And if I can only gear myself towards something like that, it makes it easier, makes it more fun to go to college, and I figured I'd get all the like general education out of the way. So the main process, what I just explained here, is you go through pre-program, then you do the admissions testing or whatever you need to get on the wait list, and then after the wait list you get accepted. So in spring 2018, which was just last year, I completed all my general education. Just to give you guys a timeline, that summer I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, that summer 2018. And then the fall of 2018, in September, I got a letter or an email saying I was accepted into the dental hygiene program and I would be starting, I believe, the summer or the fall. I think it's, I don't remember what time they worded it, but 2019, coming towards the middle or the end of 2019 of this year, that I was accepted, and I went through all that. So I only stayed on the wait list for about a year. I was pretty lucky. Most end up having to stay on the wait list longer, but I think what helped me is that my grades were really, really good, and then I completed all my general education requirements, and I completed the wait list requirements super duper fast after being accepted. So that is my tip for you guys. If you're applying to any competitive program, get your waitlist stuff done immediately, get all your general education done immediately, keep good grades, and get all your classes needed to become accepted into that program done. Because if you do that really fast and you prove that you have good grades, they're more willing to accept you probably over somebody else, and you get more and more towards the top of that waitlist. So after I got accepted, I got an email saying that I needed to complete a caregiver background check, which basically they check to make sure you're not a criminal, make sure that you've never been charged with any type of abuse of any person, etc., etc., all the basic things that nobody should be doing to a human being, and pass that. And then I had some other things to do, like clinical requirements. I had to get a TB test, a tuberculosis skin test, and I will have to every year as long as I am a healthcare professional. I had to submit proof that I've had like hepatitis B vaccines, tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis vaccines, measles, mumps, and rubella, and proof that I had a dental exam within the last year, because that is my field, dental hygiene. They want to obviously make sure that you're practicing what you preach, and you're going to get your teeth examined also. And then the other thing I had to do was CPR certification. This is required for any medical professional, even dental professionals, because anybody anywhere could go into cardiac arrest, and you need to know how to respond to different age levels, different scenarios, and with multi-rescuer, and learn how to use an automatic external defibrillator, or an AED. I took the American Heart Association CPR BLS healthcare provider, which is more extensive. It's designed to be like 4 hours long, but we got out in 2 hours. It comprises of basically a practicum, learning how to do the proper chest compressions and breathing with your mouth, and a pocket mask and a regular breathing bag, and then learning how to do multi-rescuer teams, and learning on babies, children, and adults, and then we had to take a written test. So that is kind of the process of what I went through to get accepted in a dental hygiene program. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of busy work, but you need to keep on it, because otherwise you're going to sit forever and ever on a wait list. And if you don't keep good grades, that just doesn't make you as impressionable as maybe somebody else. So that's something I recommend. And if you are struggling with grades in college, at least at my college, they have academic coaching. They have tutors available to help you. Even ask the professor. Most professors are more than willing to kind of explain things in a different way if you ask them. Like I had mentioned in my 10 tips for college, don't be afraid to ask questions. And obviously, don't be afraid to ask questions to your admissions counselor. Or for me, like at least in my program, we have a specific guidance counselor geared towards our specific program. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to them. As always, check your emails frequently. Make sure you're keeping up to date with everything. My next steps are orientation, and then I get to go and start. So it is very exciting that all my hard work finally paid off. And I hope this gave you a general idea of what the process is to get accepted into dental hygiene school, at least here in America. And this is more if you're a 2-year degree. I think 4-year degrees, they just let you do 2 years of general education like any other person going for a bachelor's degree, and then the last 2 years are focused on your majors. So the last 2 years you would actually be in dental hygiene school, but I'm not 100% sure. I did not do that route. But I think this gives you a very general idea of what to expect. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Once I hit 100 subscribers, I will be sharing my diabetes diagnosis story. And until tomorrow for more videos, take care, God bless, be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. Bye, everyone.